Introduce our next keynote address, His Excellency Ambassador Gilles A. Noghès. Ambassador Noghès is currently the ambassador of the Principality of Monaco to the United States, a position he has held since 2006. He is also accredited to Canada as a permanent observer of Monaco to the Organization of American States. Prior to this appointment, he was the permanent representative of Monaco to the United Nations in New York from 2004 until 2009. He was accredited from 2003 until 2004 as the ambassador of the Principality of Monaco to Bern, Switzerland, and to the Principality of Liechtenstein, as well as permanent representative of Monaco to the United Nations office in Geneva. For 10 years, from 1993 until 2003, the ambassador served in Paris as Minister Counselor of the Embassy of Monaco to France. He was also Deputy Permanent Delegate to UNESCO. The lecture topic that he's chosen today is the soft power of the Principality of Monaco. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a very, very warm welcome for His Excellency, Ambassador Gilles A. Noghès. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. First, when Mr. Dunfrid asked me to come and speak about cultural diplomacy, I was wondering, what do I have to say for a small country like Monaco compared to large powers, to countries in a region with crisis? What do I have to say? And then I found that maybe there could be an angle speaking about how a small country could survive for such a long time. So as ambassador of Monaco, I've been asked many times how this small but magnificent territory, strategically situated on the Mediterranean between France and Italy, has been able to retain its independence and sovereignty over the years with the changing structure of Europe. Only a few people know that the Grimaldi dynasty is the oldest in Europe, and that Francesco Grimaldi the Cunning conquered the Rock of Monaco as early as 1297. A few years later, in 1304, Admiral Rainier I, while commanding a fleet of more than 50 ships, fighting for the King of France, Philip IV, won the naval battle of Zierikzee in Zealand. During the next centuries, like their peers, the lords and princes of Monaco mastered the art of acquiring and keeping political power. I would imagine that Niccolò Machiavelli, who came to Monaco in 1511 as ambassador of the Lordship of Florence, could have been impressed by their cleverness. For the first time in 1512, a year later, which was 500 years ago this year, the sovereignty of Monaco was recognized by the French King Louis XII. After that, the princes of Monaco used diplomacy in a softer way, such as entering it into prestigious marriages, like Honoré IV, who married Louise Félicité Victoire d'Aumont, Duchess of Mazarin, in 1777. More recently, after the Age of Enlightenment, the map of Europe was experiencing further major changes in the second half of the 19th century. French Emperor Napoleon III received the county of Nice and Savoy in return for helping the Kingdom of Piedmont in the unification of Italy. As a consequence, Monaco lost the property of its neighboring towns, Menton and Roquebrune, and its territory was reduced to its present size. However, the recognition of its independence was finalized by a treaty with France in 1861. Since then,